This is a Global Original Podcast.
Hello.
We're on.
Do you hear me?
Bloody hell, that was a bit of a marathon, wasn't it?
Where the bleeding hell have you been?
Well, it's a long story. As you know,
Yes.
I've had internet problems and they're not resolved. I've ordered
Right.
new internet. Can't get it until the 2nd of August.
You were drunk, weren't you?
No, I wasn't drunk. I'm not drunk.
I've been waiting here for 50 minutes. No, an hour. An hour I've been waiting here.
I left my phone in the restaurant, so I couldn't even call you. And then I just realised I could have called you from my French phone, but that cost a lot of money. But I did it anyway.
What, I'm not worth it? You keep me waiting here for an hour just so you can save 10 pence on your blooming French phone? Oh, my God, it's worse than I thought.
10 pence. You have no idea. Oh, look, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The internet there's a problem with it. It's massive. And I don't know what it is. But anyway.
It's you.
I'm here
It's
now.
you. Yeah, never mind about all that. You've lost your phone again. See? Alcohol related.
No, last night. Yeah, I might have been. No, I haven't lost it. I know where it is because I've found it. So I know where it is. I can't go and get it though because nothing opens here on a Sunday or a Monday. So I can't get it till Tuesday now.
It doesn't open on a Monday.
Nothing opens on a Monday. No, everything's closed. I don't know. Don't ask. I don't know why. Everything.
Does it open on Wednesday afternoon and Saturday afternoon?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So Sunday and Monday is they're I don't know, I suppose weekend, holiday days. But everything is closed. The garden shop's closed on Monday. All the restaurants are closed on Mondays. There's a couple open, but not very many. Supermarkets are open. What?
Is the off license closed on a Monday?
Do you know what? I don't actually know. And I don't know because we always go to the off licence on a Saturday. I don't know why. We just always do.
Right.
I was just looking at the receipt from yesterday. Cool, blimey.
How much?
No, I'm not telling you.
200 euros.
Ah.
Yes.
No.
Oh, my God. They must put when they see you coming, they must put the bunting out. Oh, he's Madame Carole.
They do. They're always very pleased to see us. But I told you, didn't I, before we have to alternate off licenses, off licenses, because otherwise they'll definitely think we're alcoholics. So,
well, just the fact that you say that means that you have a drinking problem.
Well, no, it's not so bad now because when you couldn't go out, we obviously were having a bottle of wine at home a bit more often than we used to. We don't generally drink at home. But,
who are you kidding? A bottle of wine.
Well, one or two. But now we go out more, so we don't have to go to the off licence that often. But they don't call them off licence here anyway. They call them wine shops. Caves. Le Cave du Vin. That's what they're called. Caves. Cellars.
Yeah, you should be in one. An hour I've been waiting here.
I know, I'm sorry, Nickers. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. What can I say? I can't say it anymore.
Well, you could.
But I'm not going to.
So, nothing works there because of global warming.
Oh, yes. That's the next big excuse for everything, isn't it? No, I don't know if it's global warming. It's bloody hot, though. I'll tell you that. But it's hot there, isn't it? It's hot in London.
Yeah, we finally got summer. It only took, almost 2 months.
It's not going to last that long, is it, either?
No, it isn't, as a matter of fact. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, it's all over in, tomorrow. Freedom Day. Woohoo!
It's got to be the biggest piece of bullshit ever spoken.
Oh.
Freedom Day. Oh, don't get me started, Nickers, because it's just going from bad to worse. You think things are going to start to get better, and then they just get worse. They're just getting worse here and there and everywhere. And it's all so coordinated. It's so obvious. It's obvious.
Coordinated? Oh, God, here we go.
Well, it is, though. How did France, Greece and the UK all announced on the same night that they were going to make vaccinations compulsory or mandatory for care home workers on the same night. You're not telling me that's a coincidence. You're not.
Well, that seems reasonable, that if you're working with people who might keel over and die, if you breathe on them, then that seems reasonable. What does not seem reasonable is that they are introducing, even though they said they weren't going to, and we're not going to talk about this for a long time.
Well, no, but I'm not talking about that issue as an issue. I'm talking about the fact that it was announced by 3 separate countries, all on the same night, when they all said they wouldn't do it. They all said they wouldn't do it. And you're right. The same with the vax passports. They said they would never do that, and now they're doing it. All of them.
It's worse than that. They're spending money, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds, with this company and that company who are coming up with facial recognition to get into a pub. I was just reading a thing on, I think it was the Mail or the Telegraph, one of those, and it says, will you be presenting your digital ID to get into a pub? Or will you just not go to the pub? And just not go to the pub was winning by about 80% to 20%.
I'm not surprised. I think it will be very damaging. And I think a lot of people really object to it. And the facial recognition thing, are there any conspiracy theories, so-called conspiracy theories that haven't come true yet? Everybody was saying this, and it's all happening. So, no, to all those people who tried to smear the ones who could see what was coming.
Well, I'll tell you one that hasn't come true yet.
Which one?
Well, unless it has, actually. And it's our first message. Got a lot of messages to get through here, Carol, so stop your whining.
All right, get on with it then. Go on.
So rude. For somebody who's been keeping me waiting here an hour, you are very rude.
I'm not. I'm just, I can't waste any time. I've wasted enough of your time. I'm trying to waste less time.
Right. Hi, it says. Second email to the show, I know. However, you piece on Chemtrails, that's capital CHEN. I'm sure he means chemtrails. You piece on Chemtrails will be reported to Ofcom. Entirely inappropriate that you had the commentary you had with that, and I'm sending this now as a form of timestamp for the complaint. Entirely inappropriate, and as somebody who works on community radio, also commissioned by Ofcom, I know it's entirely inappropriate to broadcast. Aidan Scarborough, sent from my iPhone.
What the bloody hell is he talking about? What is he talking about, Nicholas? Have you got a clue?
I have no idea. No, I mean, I have talked about chemtrails on my show before. And
what are they? I don't even know what they are.
When a jet goes over really high, it has you can see the trail of the pollution coming out the back of it. It's exhaust fumes, which I think are it's exhaust fumes, but also they're
vapor trails, aren't they? Yeah,
exactly right. It's the heated air, and it forms a little cloud behind it in a straight line. Well, people think that they spread out, and that there's various theories that it's like a mind-controlled drug that keeps us, under control. And if that's the case, it's not working very well.
Right. Well, that really is a conspiracy theory.
Or that it spreads out to stop the sun coming down so much, to keep us in a sort of perpetual gloom.
But they don't spread out. They disappear. You watch them disappear when you see planes go over. Sometimes they make really pretty patterns in the sky, don't they?
That's how they fool you.
Well, when there were lots of planes flying, you remember, they used to, especially over our flat in London, in Kentish Town, because we had, open windows, all glass one side to the sky, and used to see so many planes, and there were so many vapor trails all the time. And they were quite pretty, actually, especially at dusk. But now you hardly ever see them. You don't really see that many anymore. But they don't spread out. They just disappear. They're just like clouds.
Sometimes they do spread out, and then it just becomes a sort of a milky film And by that method, they are controlling the weather, people think.
What? Oh, come on. Oh, that's too far, even for me.
So there you are, Aidan. You're a nut.
What is he? So he's talking about something you've been talking about, not what we've been talking about.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
But he just wanted to, he sent that as a timestamp for the complaint.
What an idiot. I'm sorry, but I mean, what could you possibly have said that was off-commable? Come on.
Yeah. Off-commable. Yeah, and off-commable, well, we're going, this is offable. This says, Nicker, capital N-I, capital C-A. Hey, we've got a nickname.
Oh,
Nicker.
yeah, like lots of celebrities have those. They join the two names together and make it into,
Benifer, Brad and Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, exactly
there's
like that.
George and Amal. Have they got one? Gamal?
No. Amaj.
Anyway, Nicker, my country is flooded. Where can I find the plug to let the water out? Says Mike.
Oh,
Your country is flooded, Carol. Our country was flooded. At the beginning of this week, I was in Wales. Oh, my God, it was so beautiful. We got, I followed the sat-nav. We were going from North Wales to Port Merion, where The Prisoner was filmed.
Oh, it's lovely there, yeah.
Yeah. Well, the actual Port Merion is a bit... What are you doing?
I'm looking for a plug. I'm here and I can hear you. So carry on. Yeah, go on. Right. Port Merion.
Port Merion is a bit disappointing, really. You arrive, you take a picture, and that's it. There's really nothing to do there at all, other than queue for a drink and queue for the food and queue for everything. But the trip there, I followed the sat nav, which of course just takes the shortest route from where you are to where you're going to go. There should be a way to tell the sat nav that I don't want to travel on B roads or little windy one-lane roads with a tractor coming in the opposite direction. You have to bury yourself in a hedge just to let it get by.
There is on Google Maps. There is. If you use Google Maps for a sat nav, you can say, "I want to go with the motorway," or "I want to go a different way." You can do that. I don't know, but you've probably got dodgy sat nav.
No, I use Google Maps.
Oh, well, you can do it then, you chump.
Wow. I've been in here an hour, and what do I get? Abuse.
Well, you just don't know how to do it, do you? That's
Yeah, but there was no motorway. There was only A roads and a combination of A roads and B roads. It was like cross country. But I'm glad that I did get lost doing that, because the scenery was amazing. The middle of Wales, I had no idea. It's absolutely incredible. It's like Scotland, but shrunk down smaller, so the scenery changes more quickly.
And no people.
No people. No people.
Yeah, it's quite nice. Lots of sheep, though.
Lots of sheep. Yeah. No people.
It is lovely, Wales, actually. I did used to love going to Wales. Haven't been for a long time, though.
So anyway, I was there. And in London, meanwhile, on Monday night we had what was described as a biblical storm, like Jesus had something to do with it. And the manhole covers in the street were blown off. There was so much water, and brown water started coming out, and cars were flooded up to their room. It was just incredible. But even worse where you are.
Well, not where I am exactly, but in parts of France, were flooded. But in Germany, had it the worst, I think, didn't they? Did you see that giant sinkhole, giant landslide in Germany?
Yeah. Belgium as well. And the Netherlands is like 15 meters underwater.
Yeah.
At the moment. They're still dry because, they're experts.
Yeah.
But some parts of the country, it's like, you might as well just forget it.
Well, our drains, I mean, the UK drains, they've never really been able to cope with anything, have they?
They were saying that it's people digging mega basements that has created the position that the water hasn't got anywhere to go now. So it just comes up.
Well, there aren't that many mega basements. I mean, there are a few, but you can't blame the mega basements. I remember when they used to blame people who paved over their front gardens for flooding. But the problem, at the end of the day, the problem is this, that they don't ever, ever, ever improve infrastructure. More and more people keep living in London, coming to London, and they don't. The sewer system is the same as it's been since when it was built. I think in the 1800s.
Well, actually, they actually are, which is quite extraordinary. They're building this mega sewer along the Thames at the moment, which is why the Embankment Road has been dug up for as long as I can remember. They're sticking a huge sewer down there, so they are actually doing something about that.
Wow,
I know.
That's a change.
It does, yeah. It's extraordinary, really. Like when you see something that works well and looks like something you'd see abroad, like London Bridge Station, for instance, you think, wow, they've actually done good here. How did that happen?
Why does everything in the UK take so long?
Yeah.
Seriously, when they were locked down here. They resurfaced the entire runway of Nice Airport. There's 2 runways, and they did it in about 4 weeks. And they were quite rightly boasting about it. Now, if that happened in the UK, it would take about 4 years.
Yes, yeah, and cost 10 times what they said it was going to at the beginning.
Why is that? I remember when in London, in Kentish Town, they were building this block of flats right by the train station there. And I swear to God, it took them about 6.5 years. It was only like 4 stories. They took about 6.5 years. Here and other places I've been, especially in like in Asia and Bangkok especially, you would go there. You'd go there 6 months later, and there'd be a bloody skyscraper right in front of your hotel.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, where did that come from? and they build it mostly in Hong Kong, especially in China, I think, as well. They use bamboo scaffolding, and they build these things that are honestly like 2 miles high.
Hello?
With bamboo scaffolding, and they build them in such an amazingly quick time. It makes you go, oh, I don't know if I want to go in there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they're unsafe, but it's unbelievable. And yet here, not here, I always say here, in the UK especially, they're still talking about the 3rd runway at Heathrow, and they've been talking about it since 1977 or something.
Well, it's not like they've tried to big building it. It's just that we don't need it, and we particularly don't need it now. We don't need HS2, but that's become, I think, that it's the most expensive railway in the world per mile, and they haven't even built it yet.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that. I mean, this is the biggest waste of money. The country's on its knees, and they're still spending probably upwards of £100 billion. On a stupid train line that nobody wants, no one needs, and no one will use because they can't afford to. Oh, don't. You're going to ruin my Sunday.
Oh, I've ruined your Sunday. I've been waiting here an hour.
Yes, all right. How many times? Sorry.
Dear Nickers and Kazza, my problem is every time someone asks me if it's hot enough for me, I want to punch them in the face.
Oh, we've got a lot of violent listeners, haven't we? They all want to punch people in the face.
Is it just me that feels this way when asked that question, says Harry? Well, it's just people trying to be funny who don't know how to be funny. Stop trying to be funny, people. Leave it to the experts.
Oh, what, like you? Anyone in mind?
Right.
Well, it is. I don't know. It's one of those things that your granddad would say, oh, is this hot enough for you? Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. It's a bit annoying, but you always want to say, no, not really.
That's right.
Could do with another few degrees, but, I'll manage.
Yeah, I always feel that I could do with a couple more degrees. What is it today? Let's have a little look, shall we? It's, I'll switch my phone off because I'm a good boy, I am. I bet you haven't switched your phone off.
Well, I've got a phone. I've only got my French phone, though, but it's never on. People ring me all the time on it, and I'm like, I'll never put it on.
How hot's it there?
It's I don't know. Last time I looked, it was 35, but it's probably hotter than that now because it's just gone 2:00 in the afternoon. So it's
35. What's that?
I don't know, hot.
35. I don't know what that is. That's European surrender temperatures. We're not interested in that.
It's about, I don't know, it's about 95 degrees Fahrenheit or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot.
It is hot. It's very hot. But yeah, it's nice. It's about time.
I thought you'd had a really great summer there.
Yeah, well, it has been all right. But sorry, Mark's outside the window.
Don't get lost. I've been waiting here an hour for your attention.
He's trying to distract me by, I'm not even going to tell you what he's saying.
Okay, put it away. Nobody wants to see that.
No, it has been quite nice actually here, but it has rained a lot, yeah, and it's not been that warm. This is the beginning, I think, of the proper hot season, like, seriously hot.
But France is sort of on the red list, or it's on the amber list, or it's a combination of red and amber, and nobody really knows because they said, go to France. And then they said, oh, well, hang on a minute, you shouldn't have gone to France because now you can't come back again, or you're going to have to be put into prison and eat bowls of gruel and bits of dry bread for 10 days, and you can't look outside because your hotel room's not got any windows, and just shut up and sit in the corner with a bag on your head. Yeah, it's pretty... What do French people think about what's going on in Britain at the moment?
Well, I don't know, but it's so, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if it's just spite or what, because from tomorrow, from Monday, every single European country that's on the amber list, which means you can go, but they don't recommend you go, and you still have to do the day 2 and day 8 tests, which you have to pay for privately, which are expensive, and do 10 days quarantine, or you can pay another 80 quid to get another test on day 5 and get out after day 5. That's the amber rule, right? Every single country is dropping that. Or the UK is dropping that for every single amber country, apart from France. And there are people already here who are relying on that rule being dropped on Monday because they can't afford to do the quarantine and they need to go to work. So, it's just like they're just really, really pissing people about all the time, changing the rules while people are in, and there's probably a mad scramble to get back to the UK this weekend for people who are here who can't afford to do the quarantine. Yeah.
Same with Ibiza. All them kids who went out thinking it was going to be great and they're going to go mental. They're bleary-eyed, up to their eyeballs in drugs, queuing to get through security at the airport to get back here before they have to sit in a dark room for 10 days.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I just despair. And you think, well, look, this has been going on for how long? And you would have thought that by now everything would be more or less back to normal, but it isn't anywhere near bloody normal. And people go, oh, you keep moaning about it. What's the matter? We're both basically free. No, you're not. You're not. You're not free to travel. You're not free really to do anything. And pretty soon you're going to have a bloody passport to go in a fucking pub.
I've been saying this for a while. People have been like back in before Christmas. Bodger Johnson was saying, "Oh, this is all going to be over by Christmas."
Yeah,
And I thought, if people think that we're going to just have a smooth transition out of the hell of last year into a normal life again, you people are out of your minds.
Yeah. Because they're enjoying it too much. That's the problem. They're enjoying it too much, and they've got away with so much, and now they don't want to. They don't want to give it all back. It's like, and they're not the only ones. It's happening all over the world. All over the world.
Hey, last night. See, this is going to come out on Monday, so this is old news to people. But you may not have heard it because you've been drunk for the last 2 days.
We can't make the most of it. We won't be able to go out at all soon because we haven't got a vaccine passport.
Well, Sajid Javid, who is the new health minister, what he knows about health is, you could write it on the back of an aspirin bottle.
I know more than he does.
They just appointed him as that, and he got pinged by the supposedly NHS COVID app as he has to go and isolate. But he was having a meeting with Boris Johnson at the time. And this came out last night, and I was saying, he'll fashion some trial where he and only he and his close personal friends and relatives can not isolate. They'll be able to just go about their ordinary business, unlike all the rest of us who have to, give up our lives for almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what he did. The very next day, today, he said, "Well, for the good of the country, I'm going to just carry it. You have to isolate for 10 days and do tests and so on, but I am special, so I don't have to do that." And then the reaction to that was off the scale. And he did a U-turn in about 2 hours and said, all right then, I'll obey my own rules. Just
oh my God, the contempt that they show. I can't bear it. I can't bear it. So
and I had a row. Some guy called me up last night, some whiny bloke who was obviously a Bodger fan.
Yeah.
So, one of these, why are you picking on him so much? He's doing his best.
Oh, sorry, but no. He's doing his worst. Absolutely, he's doing his. Isn't it handy that every time that Freedom Day looms, a government minister just happens to get COVID and positive test, and then but you see, the thing with Boris, right? Didn't he nearly die from it?
Stop calling him Boris.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, Mr. Johnson. That's not even his name. His name's Alexander, isn't it? He just calls himself Boris because he thinks it's more clown-like. It couldn't be more clown-like. But the thing with him is, didn't he apparently nearly die from COVID-19 last year? So he must have antibodies and natural immunity going through the roof. Yeah. And yet he walks around in a mask, and now he's been pinged and he's self-isolating. I mean, it's ridiculous. It is. And every time something's about to happen, a minister or somebody important or a big celebrity goes and tests positive. Oh, I'm testing positive. Oh, go and get your vax. Oh, I can't deal with it.
Anyway.
2 jabs as well, hasn't he?
Anyway, we're not going to talk about this anymore.
No. Yeah, but it's so all-consuming, isn't it? It's just everywhere.
I've been waiting here for an hour, and what do we talk about? Right, yes. So Nick and Carol, hello there. Last week I went on holiday to the beach and I stayed at some apartments. The apartments had a hot tub, and one day I was lazy enough to go to the hot tub and not the sea. I started itching, but I thought I just got sunburned. So I started going to the hot tub instead for the rest of my vacation, and now I have a rash, says Maddie.
Ooh, well, it serves you right. Ooh.
Serves you right, Maddie. I would never get in one of those.
No.
Never, ever, unless it was dry.
A public hot tub with that other people get into. We've had the hot tub discussion quite a few times.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
And they are just disgusting. Unless it's your own and you clean it out regularly and people scrub themselves stupid before they get in it, there's no way. So it serves you right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, some hotels actually come with them on the balcony, don't they?
They do, yeah.
And I would never, ever get in one of those.
No.
Ever.
No, we had one when we went to the launch of a cruise ship. I think I told you. It was a new ship that was being launched and from Southampton, and we went to the opening ceremony, and they gave us this posh room, and it had a hot tub on the balcony. But the problem was it was like March, and it was freezing out, and you couldn't even step out on the balcony. It was so cold. In fact, the whole ceremony had to be not cancelled, but moved because there was a storm, and they had to shut They did it in a massive tent, and it started blowing over. There were like thousands of people inside. So it was all a bit of a disaster. And Sophia Loren was there to name the ship. And they had to move in. And so she had to sort of make do with just standing on this balcony as opposed to on this massive sort of grand thing, where you throw a bottle of champagne over the ship and name it, because she was. It was quite farcical, actually, and very funny. But actually, no, the point I was trying to make was the hot tub. There's a massive bloody hot tub on a balcony on a ship, on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
But it was too cold. Not that I would have got in it anywhere, would it?
No. Did Sophia Loren actually have to throw the champagne bottle off the ship? Like a hooligan in Leicester Square.
Yeah, you just stood on the thing and lobbed it. No, I don't think you have to throw it. I think it's tied to something, isn't it?
Maybe she gets on a swing and launches herself at the boat.
Imagine if the first one didn't break and you'd had to end up lobbing about 4 bottles of champagne and just go straight into the Solent.
God, I talking of that, the football was just on recently, and the scene around Trafalgar Square going into work on that night that England lost in the final. I've never seen anything like it in my life. There were so many thousands of people. It was absolutely mayhem outside.
I bet.
And when I came out afterwards, all the crowds had pretty much dissipated, but the scene, I've never seen so much broken glass in my life. I put a picture of it on the internet at 1 a.m., bottom of Charing Cross Road at the top of Trafalgar Square. And you couldn't tread anywhere on a pavement or road without stepping on a blanket of broken glass. It was absolutely everywhere.
What from bottles, you mean? From beer bottles?
People chucking bottles, yeah.
Oh, it was a mess though, wasn't it?
And it was crunched down to, there weren't great big jagged bits. It was all crunched down. So it had been thousands of people all stepping on it, crunching it down to... Yeah. The whole road was glistening.
Oh, I know, but you can't blame people. They've been locked up for so long. Of course they're going to go mad.
I blame Sophia Loren.
Yeah. Let's just blame everything on her.
Right, dear Nickers and McGiff, my problem is that I'm sick of being ripped off. Recently, I boarded a train as a treat. No, there should be a comma there. Recently, I boarded a train, and as a treat, I bought a yoghurt at the station cafe before boarding, which I naturally assumed would be about 45p. To my horror, it was £1.85 for a single yoghurt. It was not a yoghurt made of gold, but 4 simple mouthfuls of raspberry averageness. I have an average job that earns me £12 an hour. On the train home, I worked out it took 10 minutes of me doing my job to be able to afford that single yoghurt. More like 15 minutes, taking things like tax into account. The worst part is I'm not even a fan of yoghurt.
You bought a yoghurt for £2 and you don't even really like it. What kind of lunacy is that?
That's from Andy, 29, in the Cotswolds, not as posh as it sounds. P.S. If you want to take £1.85 to some cardboard and post it to me, I'll feel much better. Yeah, watch for that at your door, Andy.
Yeah, well, everyone knows that you should never buy anything to eat or drink in a train station or an airport. It's just ridiculous. They've got you, haven't they?
They have. It's like petrol stations on the motorway. Like £1.45 for a litre of petrol. £1.45 I saw when I stopped for a sandwich by mistake coming back from Wales.
Is that a lot?
£1.45, yeah. It's just gone over £1.30 here at the cheapest place you can find. But so £1.45 is a major rip-off, yeah.
I've got no idea how much it is here. I know it's gone up, and that's what the yellow vest people were protesting about, fuel prices. And it has, I know it's gone up, but I don't know, I just fill the car up. And I did notice normally when we fill the car up, it's about £35. And the last time we did it, it was £50, not quid, €50. So that's how much it has gone up. But I've got no idea what it costs because it's sold in litre. Is it sold in litres there as well now in England? Yes, it is.
Oh, my God.
Is it?
It's sold in litres, but cars are sold advertised in miles per gallon.
Yeah.
Figure that out.
Yeah. What is that all about? Why did they do that? I don't know. I haven't had a car in the UK for so long. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I was just reading. I didn't read the whole thing. I just sort of read the headline. But talking about being ripped off, apparently manufacturers or like websites and that can tell what you're looking at their website on. And if it's Apple, if it's like an expensive computer, they whack up the prices.
Shut up.
It's true.
No.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, it's such a thing that the government has now said that we're thinking about making it illegal.
What? Hang on. So how oh my God, that's terrible. But what if you've got like a really old Apple computer? That's not expensive. Well, you can't afford to buy a new one if it's in the price of them.
Yeah.
No, there aren't. They're really, really expensive. They're over-designed rubbish. My last one broke, but it lasted very well. I bought it in 2012, and it only really broke last year. It's still going, but it suddenly just shuts down with no warning. And you have to reset the power management thing. I don't know what causes it, but I took it all the way down to the Apple repair shop in Nice, and they said there's nothing wrong with it. I said, well, there is. They said, no, there's nothing wrong with it. I said, yeah, there is, because it just keeps shutting down. There's got to be something wrong with it.
It's mirroring its owner, just shuts down every now and again. It has to be restarted.
Yeah, I do have that thing where I shut down sometimes. I do. Like my brother said, you're like that Duracell bunny. The batteries just run out, and then suddenly you're like a floppy thing. When I'm drunk, that happens. It literally happens. In 1 minute, I'm absolutely fine, and I'm like, oh, ha, 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 ha. Oh, what fun. And then the next minute, I'll be like...
Well, we better get on with this podcast then, haven't we?
Hey, guess what? I went out with Gloria Honeyford the other night.
Oh, how was that?
It was great. We had a great time. It was brilliant. Yeah. Funny that, isn't it?
Where'd you go?
Not just me and her and her husband, and me and Mark. We all went out for dinner in a restaurant.
Which one? The Colombe d'Or?
No, we didn't go to the Colombe d'Or. No, we went to Bistro du Peyrat in Vence. It's just a little bistro in a little square. Yeah, that was it. But it was really nice. I think we might have gotten both a bit drunk, but
no. That's such a surprise.
Yeah, but we have a good time. We had a really good time. And then we bumped into him again yesterday. We were down near the seaside in a restaurant. There's hundreds of restaurants down on the coast, right? And they walked into the same restaurant as us. How bizarre. Coincidence. Now, that's a coincidence. 3 countries on the same night announcing they're going to do mandatory vaccinations for care home staff. That's not a coincidence.
If only the French had a word for coincidence.
What? They do, don't they? Do they?
Isn't it coincidence?
I think it is coincidence. Lots of words are the same. They're just pronounced better.
Yeah. Well, that's true. Yeah, they're pronounced better. Yeah.
Yeah.
With more of a flurry.
Yes, more attractive.
They can be reading your traffic parking ticket, and it sounds like they're whispering sweet nothings in your ear.
I don't know what that is. Oh, I do know what that is. I did get a couple of speeding fines, actually.
Because the French are all about it's all at the front of the mouth. It's all the lips. It's like...
Stop it. It's not.
It is. And the English are all better... That's what the English are like.
Well, there's a lot of French words used in the English language, isn't there? Like people just use them as... the same meaning, like people go déjà vu or déjà vu, and that is a thing, and it is already seen, isn't it? That's what it means. Yeah. But the way you say it
I'm
here,
getting the feeling that you've said that before.
What, déjà? Yeah, déjà vu, right? If you don't say it right here, they've got no idea what you're talking about. If you just go, oh, I've got a bit of déjà vu, they'll go, I just have no idea what you're saying, because the actual pronunciation, did you like that, Nickers? Pronunciation.
Whoa. You check.
Just do that to get back in your good books for keeping you waiting for an hour. is the actual pronunciation is.
God,
And I'm out of them again. Is déjà vu. That's how you say it. Vu. You have to do this thing. Yeah, like you say. Yeah, with your gob. You have to Anyway, it's difficult to learn.
Yes. Like French people were going, oh, this is Madame Carole. She's very drunk. She said, déjà vu. You know what this means? Is it a wine she wants?
There's loads of words. Like here, weekend is weekend. It's weekend. That's it. You go bon weekend.
Well, that's ridiculous.
Easy to remember, though, eh?
That's just stealing, that is.
Yeah. But, there's loads of words that are the same, just pronounced much nicer.
Pronounced. Hi, Nick. Hi, Nick and Carol. Just finished listening to your podcast posted the 12th of July and could not believe my ears when Carol was reminiscing about her driving test and given half a Valium for Dutch courage. Sorry, this isn't a problem. It's more of a tale of a similar experience I had to Carol. I passed my test on my fourth attempt when I was 22. I'm 42, so it would have been about 2001. And my lovely driving instructor not only gave me cigarettes to smoke in my lessons, she told me to take half a white pill before my fourth driving test. I was petrified back then. She told me it was called diazepam, also known as Valium.
Yeah.
I felt a warm haze during my test, not a care in the world.
That's exactly right. That's how I felt. But you had a whole one. A whole one? I only had like a tiny bit of one.
It was lovely. I also passed my test with flying colours, she says. I wonder if this happens to kids taking their tests today. Probably.
Oh, I doubt it.
Probably not. They take a green tea supplement and buzz off that. Drugs are bad. Much love, Hayley.
Yeah, just say no, kids, especially to the green tea supplement.
Just say no, thank you. I mean, good manners don't cost nothing, do they?
No, just say no, kids.
Hi, Nick and Carol. My mum is absolutely obsessed with a popular video making app that rhymes with flip-flop, as in TikTok.
Oh, TikTok, yeah.
She spends a huge amount of her daily life on there, and I can't seem to get her away from it. I'm starting to wonder if she remembers what I look like. She also thinks she's attained global fame with 107 followers. Please help.
Oh, bless.
That has to be, I mean, of all of the things that the internet has given us so far, that has to be the biggest waste of time that's ever been invented.
I've never been on it. I don't have it, and I've never been on it. And it just reminds me of NHS workers who are so busy that they spent all their working life making TikTok videos.
She doesn't mean it, people. They're angels.
It's kids in it. But what? How old
It's part of the evil social media, and the evil part of it is that ticker that shows you how many people have liked what you've just put on and how many people will like you. They don't like you. They don't know you.
No.
Get off that site.
Oh my God! Exactly. It's frightening, isn't it? Isn't it Chinese owned TikTok, whatever it's called?
I don't really know. I think it is. Yeah, I have a vague memory of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's evil. All of it is actually evil, and I'm very glad that I did not grow up in the time of social media, because we've had this conversation many times before. But kids, really you are addicted. It is made to make you addicted. Just get off it.
Well, that's true. You know that I think it's Instagram on Facebook. They monitor your face when you're looking at the app, and if you, yeah, you didn't know this. If you've got Instagram, you need to go into the settings and turn the camera access off, because seriously, it's looking at you and registering how you like it. There's a documentary about it on Netflix, I think it is, and some people who used to work for these companies, these giant tech companies, were sort of telling you what happens and what they do. And it looks at you. So when you're looking at Instagram and you see a picture that you like, your face, it registers your face. And so then it starts sending you more stuff about things like that you like. Yeah. And every time someone likes a picture of yours, you go onto it and you want to see how many likes you get for it's a bit like TikTok. And they're registering it all the time.
That's why that moon-faced creep that runs Facebook has that famous picture of him with his laptop.
Yeah,
and
with the camera covered up.
A sticker over the camera and a sticker over the microphone.
Yeah, that's right. And then anybody with half a brain should do that as well. You should never have your camera visible, especially if you've got it in a room where you might be doing something that you don't want other people to see. Actually, I mean like the bathroom, but it could be applied to other things as well, couldn't it?
Yes. So you just have to stop doing it. You know what doesn't monitor your face or register likes and tell you how many followers you've got and how well your last post is doing? Books.
That's right. They don't. They've got no inbuilt technology whatsoever.
Yeah. And I'm sure I haven't read a book for, I don't know, 50 years.
What? 50 years?
Well, maybe 40. But I'm sure it would be a relaxing thing to do, a bit like going on holiday, even in your own front room. Just lose yourself in a book, kids, because I don't.
Well, I don't know, I kind of miss books. I used to read so many books. Like I used to go on holiday and read books. Yeah.
What's the point of going on holiday somewhere and doing the exact same thing that you could do at home, just staring at a page, a 2 foot away?
Yeah, but you don't know, do you? That's the point. You don't. Because when I'm at home, there's always something to do. There's always a bit of pottering to do, going around doing things. It's very... When you're on holiday and you're just sat by a swimming pool or you're on a beach or whatever, it's just really lovely to be able to get lost in a book. It's a really great thing. But I haven't read a whole one for quite a long time.
I spent all my life reading, but it's all news and, it's stuff that's unsatisfying because there's no ending to it. Because that's the other thing with a book is where it ends.
Yeah.
You can see where the end is. But on the internet, if you start reading news sites and that, there is no end. There is never an end. So it's it's a sort of a tense, unsatisfying experience because you can never get to the end of it.
No, and it goes on for ever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
It's the internet has ruined everything. It really has for me. I don't have any time anymore to read books or to do the things that I really love doing.
Yeah.
And it's because of the internet. And it's my fault. I should stop it. But even though I've got no internet here, I still manage to get online and on my mobile phone and look at shit all day. And I really wish I didn't do it. And I really have made a concentrated effort to not do it. But it's just too hard.
It's weird, isn't it, that the internet, which is the greatest time-saving device that has ever been invented, has caused us to have no time.
Yeah, exactly. No time. No time. I just don't understand. It's like I used to have all this time where I used to talk on the phone.
Yeah.
And now you don't talk on the phone. No one talks on the phone anymore.
No, it's just plain weird to call somebody up. They're like, why are you calling me?
I know, it's like when your phone rings and it's like someone on the end of it, you sort of look at it weird and go, what do I do now?
Must be one of those, have you been in a crash?
Oh, that gets a hang up straight away. I don't tolerate that nonsense. Drives me mad. But you find that, old people do like to use a telephone, don't they? They like to be on the phone. And it's quite nice, really. It's like letters and all those things have gone by the wayside because of the internet.
Well, in 20 years' time, people are going to be saying, oh, you use the internet, Granny. Have we moved on yet?
Ollie, who are you calling Granny?
Right, this one. Hi, Nick, and hi, Queen Carol.
Oh, Queen Carol, you're not the only one to call me that.
Love your podcast. It's a lovely, funny oasis in an increasingly harsh world. My partner...
What?
My partner and I have been collecting plastic, recycling everything we can, eating meat once every 3 days. We both drive BMW electric cars. I am not naive enough to think our efforts actually make a difference. It's only when millions think and act like us that change will occur. Our problem is, how do we approach our family and friends on a controversial topic? Because so far, as soon as I mention climate change, I'm met with more fart talk.
Well, being green is fine if you can afford it, right? You can afford 2 electric cars, which are not cheap. Those BMWs are about 40 grand each. So, it's all right for you. You can be green. Some people still drive around in 30-year-old cars that take petrol. So they don't have a choice. They can't afford to replace them. So, get off your high horse.
You're yelling.
Oh, sorry. Well, it does annoy me.
I've been waiting here for an hour, and now you're yelling at me.
How long? How long was it? A whole hour? You don't say.
So anyway, he says, thanks, guys. Gary sent from my iPhone. Uh-oh. There's very ungreen smartphones, because you've got to dig some rare mineral out there. Well, you don't have to, but some poor 12-year-old with a sack on his back is climbing up and down mountains all day in polluted air, and he's drinking dirty water. So you can have a blooming iPhone, Gary.
But ditto the stuff they put in batteries for electric cars.
Exactly.
It's lithium, is it, or something?
I suppose every little makes a little difference, but greener would be to ditch your electric cars and go on a bus.
Well, exactly, yes. And they're making most of the buses here are electric now as well. So
it does seem like an in-between technology, though, electric, like batteries. That seems to be the thing that we have before the proper thing that is coming later, which might be hydrogen, or it might be we make solar work properly, stuff like that. Like the roof of a car is an invisible solar panel, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but even solars use a battery, don't they, to store the power? So the problem is with the green nonsense is that all these batteries are going to have to be replaced one day. And then what do you do with them? They haven't found out a way to recycle or do anything with them yet. So they have to keep making these batteries, and just going to be a big pile of batteries. What's going to happen to all those solar farms, all those panels, like acres and acres and acres of solar panels, which are going to be redundant at some point? Then what do you do with them? They're not exactly going to biodegrade in the ground, are they? What's going to happen?
You crunch them up into chips and sell them to kids as breakfast cereal.
Now, that could be dangerous.
No, I don't think so.
Well, it could, actually. You can't feed kids solar panels. They'll light up but they don't need to be lit up, do they? Porridge does that. Remember that advert for porridge? The little kids were going to school and they were all lit up.
Oh, I do, yeah. Like they'd been eating nuclear fuel.
Exactly.
Very dangerous, yeah.
No, so I don't know. All this green stuff it's just creating problems. And when everyone says, the Prime Minister says, we're going to be carbon neutral by 2030. That's only 9 years away. And yet China and the Philippines and places like that are building coal-fired power stations one a week. What's the point? What's the point in our tiny country doing it when?
Well, it's a fiddle on two things. First of all, if he says anything is going to happen by 2030 or 40 or whenever, then he'll be long gone and be earn about £100 million by cashing in favours from all of the people that he gave favours to when he was in power. So what does he care? And second, it's all a complete fiddle, because we send all of our crap away to other countries for them to deal with. So it's like if we take your rubbish out and you throw it over the garden fence into the neighbour's place, and then boast that, look, I live a life without creating rubbish.
Who does that?
We do. We do.
I live a life without creating rubbish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just give it to somebody else. I don't know. I'm not convinced by any of it, really. I'm really not. But you know me. I question everything. Question everything. Just doesn't make any sense. It's not. I don't see the difference. You know, if it's too cold, everyone goes, oh, it's global warming. If it's too hot, everyone goes, oh, it's global warming. If it rains, everyone goes, oh, it's global warming. Well, make your bloody mind up. You know, it can't be all of those things, can it?
Well, it can. Yeah, of course it can. I mean, just because it's cold out doesn't mean to say there's no global warming.
Well, I know, but it's just used as an excuse for almost everything, you know. And actually, it's poor people who end up paying for it, like electric bills that go up because there's green taxes on them now, and you know all these things. There's a green thing, a percentage of the council tax rise was something to do with green and climate change. And of course, the climate changes. It's changed. It's ever since the planet was born, the climate has changed.
Well, yes, but you have to admit that. I mean, just lately it has got pretty extreme. I mean, the temperatures in the north of America on the west side, it's like 111, 120.
I know, but there's always been
No, it isn't.
Yes, there's always been extreme weather.
It isn't. That's Canada and the northwest of America, where it's normally quite cool. There's 150, I think, in Death Valley the other day. They've had no rain for something like a decade in and around LA. The Lake Mead, which is the biggest reservoir, or the biggest water reservoir, feeds California and Nevada and Mexico and so on. It's about 30. It's as low as it has ever been since they built the Hoover Dam. They're running out of water over there.
But you don't you think that it is kind of arrogant of man to think that it can control the climate? Do you not think that it is kind of arrogant that they could even think they can do that? The climate is the climate; it's the planet. You can't control it.
But we're changing it though, so we are controlling it. We're changing it.
We're not. Only if you believe in man-made climate change, which I don't.
Wow.
So we're not going to go there because we haven't even talked about sausages or dingleberries for weeks now. We've been really good.
Yeah. Okay then. All right. Well, we better stop there because we aren't going to agree on that then.
We're never going to agree on that. We don't agree on much, but we agree on some things. And I've been quite shocked recently to have agreed with you in quite a few things.
Yeah.
It's quite nice, isn't it?
Well, you know, if you have to wait an hour...
Wait an hour.
In order to hear somebody agree with you, then I suppose, you know, get your pleasures while you can. Hi, Nick and Carol. Can you advise me? I have a neighbour behind my house who I believe has turned his garage into a gym. Most days and some nights he goes in and works out, and the problem lies with the banging music that is played. It seems to affect me relaxing. I can't sit in my garden, and I have to... Well, it says here, shut all the doors and windows. I'm sure that's a typo. Shut all the doors and windows, and still sometimes I can hear it. I must be sensitive to this continual beat as it drives me mad. I haven't said anything, as I'm wondering what's the best way to approach the problem. Please help. I can't keep walking around with noise-cancelling headphones, says Mark in Stoke-on-Trent.
Oh, we'll just go and shut the windows.
That is a problem, see, because if he's in the gym day and night, then he's probably enormous.
Yeah, so you can't really pick a fight with him, can you? No, I don't know. It's a tricky one, that. It's tricky.
That boom, boom, boom thing, it does go through walls, through floors, through buildings. You just can't get away from it.
It would drive me mad.
Incessant. And even if you know what the song is and you try to fill in the tune, it's still annoying because you never quite know the song perfectly.
No.
So you start, this people should be more considerate.
Yeah, they should actually, because 2 doors down from us, right? I mean, I say 2 doors, not doors, but it's like, it's 2 houses down. There's this big, giant house, right? It's huge. And it's, it's beautiful, actually. It's massive. It's got sort of like, this big turret tower and it's nice. And it's not occupied most of the year, but it's occupied in the summer, we think, by rich Parisian kids. But it sounds like it's an Ibiza pool party going on 24 hours a day.
God.
And we don't really mind it. You know, it's much more bearable than dogs barking, which we used to have a lot of. But honestly, I'll tell you what, these kids don't sleep. They come down here for about a week or a long weekend, and it's going all the time. I don't know what they're doing, but they're obviously up to no good, because no one can stay awake that long unless you know what I mean? And it's the music, just boom, boom, boom. It's that kind of music. So you know that there are kids in there. And then you hear the screaming and jumping in and out of the pool. And, you know, I mean, it makes you a little bit jealous, actually. It makes you think, I want to go down there. They seem to be having a really good time. Imagine if you knocked on the door and went, oh, can we come to the party, please? And like a load of kids look at you like, no, Granny, piss off.
But they say it in French, so it would sound fabulous.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it wouldn't sound insulting. Knowing them, they'd probably just say, yeah, come in. They'd be so off their nuts, they wouldn't know who was at the door. But it's really unbelievable loud.
Where have you gone?
Eh?
Where have you gone?
I'm here. What?
Oh, I thought you were making your way over there now.
No, I wouldn't go over there. We'd never turn our music up ever, because it's annoying. But
I am the most considerate neighbour in the world. It's a fact. I never I can't enjoy music turned up if I think that anybody else can hear it.
No.
I watch the TV with headphones on, just in case the people upstairs can hear me.
But what if someone's at the door?
Nobody ever comes to see me, Carol.
Oh, no. Quick, get the violin out. Well, yeah, but what if there's an alarm goes off or the place is on fire and you don't hear the alarm? Oh, God, no way. That's why I don't like noise-cancelling headphones. I don't like them at all. They're horrible.
I might use one on a plane. If I ever get to leave this country again, I might use one on a plane, because my assistance would not be immediately required unless everybody else is dead and the plane's heading out of mountain.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, if they start putting out warnings that you need to do this and do that, you won't hear it. You'll be fast asleep. That's why you should never take drugs on a plane. I would never do that.
Well, I'm sure if there was something, like if a light came on and you didn't have your seatbelt on, then the stewardess would come around, slap you in cuffs, and you'd be arrested at the airport.
Yeah, probably. They probably do that now if you weren't wearing a mask properly.
Welcome to your new life.
Yeah. Where did that go? Our old life disappeared in less than a year. Can you believe that?
It did.
Anyway. Any more?
No, that's it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, good.
So you're writing a column, are you?
I'm not writing one today. No, I wrote.
No, I mean, do you want to tell us about it? God.
Oh, yeah.
Making an effort here, Carol.
Yeah, so I write a column for Best Magazine. And, yeah, I do actually. Yeah, and it's a really good mag. It's got some good stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's got the best stuff in it.
Oh, it really has, and it's got the best writers.
Okay.
Including me. Mm-hmm. And this week, my column is about, I don't know, can't remember. No, it's not about you, actually. Oh no, it's about, it's too, I can't even explain it. It's about being on holiday with friends and how we kind of miss having friends come to see us. We used to get a lot of them, and now no one can travel because of all the silly rules. We don't get anybody, and it's all a bit lonely here. Right.
So it's just like one big long whine.
No, it's not. Last week the column was about wine. It was about actual wine and how lovely it is to drink rosé wine in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I am still part of the Loose Women family, as they like to say at ITV. But I'm just not on it at the moment because obviously I can't travel. So What do you do, Nickers?
I'm glad you asked. I do 3 podcasts, including this one. The other one is the Nick Abbot Habit, which is old shows pre-COVID, although I am bumping up to the point at which I say the word COVID for the very first time. I can remember that news item.
Oh, really?
Coming from Wuhan. I can't remember what I said, but it was probably along the lines of, "Oh, that sounds bad, but pity poor China, eh? Good job. That's not going to affect us." Something along those lines.
Yeah.
So there's like best of clips from old shows called the Nick Abbot Habit, and the Friday and Saturday shows get put out as a podcast. We strip the ads and the news out, Carol, which makes it quicker to listen to, and you'll use less electricity.
Excellent. How green of you.
Yeah, and you'll be able to power your BMW electric car with it.
Is that it? Do you do anything else, or is that it?
Yeah.
You work for 3 hours a week. Is that it?
And I'll be back on the radio Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night at 10 on LBC.
Oh, I must listen, but it's too late for me.
Yeah, you can't be bothered. Yeah, I get it.
No, it's too late because you don't start till 11 o'clock my time. I'm always asleep by then.
Carol, are you listening to a word I say? I've just said they get put out as a podcast.
I know, but I ain't got time to listen to podcasts. I ain't got time to read books or listen to podcasts. Right. When will I do that? All the podcasts that I listen to are me trying to learn French. I ain't got time to listen to you rabbiting on.
You should put one on where you can learn English.
I do know English very well, actually, and I'm very, very good at pronunciations.